Welcome back. California just got another lashing from President Trump for failing to help the feds curb illegal immigration. And now he has a new warning for the state.
Frankly, it's a disgrace. The sanctuary city situation, the protection of these horrible criminals, because you're working on it. And the protection of these horrible criminals in California and other places, but in California, that if we ever pulled our ice out, if we ever said, hey, let California alone, let them figure it out for themselves, in 2 months they'd be begging for us to come back. They would be begging. And you know what? I'm thinking about doing it.
Democrat Dianne Feinstein fired back, saying the president's obsession with California is growing more outrageous by the day. She says his attacks are, quote, patently false. Kimberly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of funny.
Oh.
Is that bad?
Well, no, but what's...
Well, no, because, he gets upset about this. If he doesn't like, because California, a lot of the politicians there are very aggressive against him. They want to sue him about the wall on environmental reasons. They're upset because they feel that they don't like his immigration policy. This is essentially the birthplace, the capital of sanctuary cities, right, with San Francisco and the crimes that have happened. So they're a state that's very vocal and critical about the president, his policies, what he's been able to accomplish and what he is intending to accomplish, like building the wall. So because of that, they get his focus and attention. So he says things like that perhaps are not, something that you would like to hear, but this is his personality. This is who he is.
Wow, that was interesting. You mean you don't totally agree?
Well, I didn't say that. I'm explaining to you where he's coming from, based on the relationship, which is a little bit complicated and has not been quite receptive. It's not his state. So
should Chicago and Philly be on watch for Trump payback?
It's possible. I don't think it's an empty threat, but you could hear the anger in his voice. He's very frustrated with California and the Trump administration on a collision course.
Yeah.
We're going to get a crash course in federalism if this continues. They've gone after him, as you said, on environmental, on illegal immigration, on judges. They've been smacking down. I think his travel ban a few times. So
yeah, Ninth Circuit.
It makes for entertaining, discourse. But at the same time, California's been totally mismanaged by liberals. They've been run by liberals for decades. They're broke. There's a very high crime rate. Homeless population's out of control. A lot of dependence on the government there. All they have is weather, great food, and great landscapes. So to make California out to be this paragon of virtue, it's just not true. Someone else should come in and take charge there, because, I mean, if it keeps going the way it's going, we might not have a lot of the beautiful parts of California anymore.
But just a quick question. We're short on time, but Silicon Valley, Hollywood, that's not...
That's amazing parts of California, Juan, but not everybody lives like Hollywood and Silicon Valley.
I'm just saying, that's pretty successful.
I agree, but that's not, doesn't define the state.
Pretty amazing to me. But anyway, so Dana, Jerry Brown, the current governor of California, signed a California Values Act that forbids local authorities from asking about immigration status. This was back in December. So it would seem like that the president is putting it to Jerry Brown. I'm going to take away your ICE agents, or you undo that law.
Right, and so even if the president is just spitballing ideas, he's later told by his chief counsel, actually, sir, you're not allowed to do that. It doesn't necessarily matter, because from a communication standpoint, he is trying to make his case, and so he can constantly go back and say, I would have taken them out of there. They deserved it, but I got to keep them in, so... it becomes a rhetorical device in a way, but it does send a pretty strong message, and other states will probably take a second look and want to back away from the hot stove.
So we got two California people on this panel. One of them is Greg Gutfeld.
That's correct. Thank you, Juan, for noticing that. This is obviously sales tactic. Every option's on the table. We've seen this before. Remember when he asked, why can't we use nukes? Remember that? What's the problem with using nukes? And why can't we build a wall?
Is that true?
No, but this is what he really said. You brought up California. As a Californian, it's depressing to me because I loved growing up there. It was the best, probably the best time to live in California was during the 70s. It was fantastic. It was just, it was great. It was cheap. Now it's not. I can't live there. But now it's in a crappy...
Yeah, you can't afford it.
New York is really inexpensive.
Yes, exactly. Move to a cheaper place. California is in a crappy situation, literally. San Francisco, I believe, spent something like $30 million cleaning up homeless feces and syringes.
That wasn't like that when I was first there.
Exactly. Here's the thing. You ever watch that show called My 600-Pound Life? It's about really
Wife or life?
Life. California is that person. It's too big to move. So everyone else is moving. Everyone's leaving. And by the way, you did bring up Silicon Valley and Hollywood. You're talking about the ultimate example in economic inequality. Stockton right now is going to enact a universal base income because people, they don't know how to deal with people not having jobs. Meanwhile, Silicon Valley is the richest place on earth. Something's wrong there, man.
All right. Well, Facebook Friday with the man who contains clear liquids in his unicorn cup when the 5 returns.
That's